And we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? It is Friday afternoon, or front end Friday, as I like to call it. And I thought I'd get on here. This is a pop-up kind of chat. I don't know how many people will get on. I don't know if anybody will get on. But I was thinking. The other day. Actually, I've been thinking ever since I got here. In Ohio about the channel and what I'm going to do going forward and that kind of thing. And I was thinking about possibly adding a vehicle to the channel, another truck. Now, there's a couple of things I could do. I could add, excuse me, I could add a different truck, out of the Toyota family. I could buy a F-150 or something like that, or maybe a Chevy, or maybe another Tacoma, or maybe another Tundra. I had the Tundra before, and I loved the Tundra. It was an awesome truck, but I got rid of it because I didn't have room for it. So you might wonder then, well, what's changed? Well, nothing's changed, except if I get another one, it's going to be used. It's going to be a little bit older. So it's not going to be something brand new that I'd have to worry about, let's say. So it wouldn't be something that I necessarily would be overly concerned about being able to keep in the garage. So it comes to whether or not I would go with the same brand or go with something else. I'm not so big on some of the others for a few reasons. Obviously another Tacoma. I'm familiar with that. I could swap parts back and forth between the two, depending on how old it is, of course. But I don't really want to have two of the same things, unless it was like way old. But if you go with something that's a lot older, then you're going to have to deal with, parts and pieces and maintenance and breakage and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not really digging that. So probably would not be another Tacoma. Hey, Rebel Rouser. Justin, how you doing, buddy? A project truck. Yes. That's exactly what it would be. And again, it would be a late model. It probably wouldn't be any older than, say, I'm thinking like 2012, maybe a little bit older than that. But I don't want something that's got 1 million miles on it. I don't want something that's been beat to hell, I want something that's sound mechanically, because I'm not really looking to do, heavy mechanical work or anything like that. Ray, how you doing, bud? Ray, maybe a 4Runner. Not out of the question. I'm even thinking of leaving it up to the channel, really. What people would want to see in addition to the Tacoma. And let me say, first off, the Tacoma's not going anywhere. That is that's my baby right now, and that truck is going to continue to have things done to it. I'm just thinking down the road a little bit further, Danny the Mopar Manny. Hey, Robbie, LOL. Dan, what's up, buddy? Aren't you supposed to be at work? Aren't you working? So something late model that I can do some stuff to. Different kinds of mods, maybe a lift, some wheels, some tires, maybe some mechanical stuff. I don't know. I'll call it light maintenance. I can do light maintenance kind of stuff, but I'm not going to tear apart a motor and rebuild it or anything like that. But anything that has directions, I can certainly do that. It's not that big of a deal. Dan, yes, Rob, I like to be at work till 3 p.m. today. Gotcha. I got you. So you're done for the day then. Justin, how about something you've never had before? That's not a bad idea either, bud. Although it kind of gets tough when I start thinking about things that I haven't had before. There aren't many that I haven't had, to be honest. Dan, yes, Rob, I have to be at work at 3 p.m. today. Oh, that's right. You're out there in the West. I forgot about that because it's like 3:30 now, but that's my time. So, Justin, that's a great idea. But like I said, there aren't a lot of things that I haven't had before. So chances are for me, it would be a duplicate, not for the channel, of course, because there are a lot of things I haven't had on the channel. So that opens it up even further. I could do a Chevy, I could do a Ford, I could do anything really as far as that goes. The Colorado, that's not a bad idea because that then that then would at least keep the focus, I guess, on the midsize, what I call midsize. Everybody else calls them small, but I call them midsize trucks. That's not necessarily a bad idea either. I wonder what the market is for mods, mod parts and things like that for the Colorado. Dan says, Justin, I would not recommend a Colorado. Those things notorious for braking. I don't know. Rebel Rouser, a Ridgeline. I don't know what I do with a Ridgeline. I don't know how much, mod potential there is for a Ridgeline. I don't hate the Ridgeline, so... Matthew, does it specifically have to be a truck? What about a sports car? No, it needs to be a truck. I've had sports cars on my channel before, and quite honestly, they just don't do well. And that's kind of getting into a group, I guess, that I'm not in. So that would kind of be like starting over for me, and I'm not looking to do that. I'm not looking to reinvent the channel. I want to carry on in the truck theme because I like trucks, and they're relatively easy to work on. Relatively simple, So yeah, I would say it has to be a truck of some kind. Big Hutch, what's up, buddy? A power wagon. You never know, but that's probably a little more meaty than what I'd be looking for. Ray, how about an older Land Cruiser? No, I think I think it really probably does have to be a truck, a pickup truck. Something with a bed, an open bed. Matthew says, Ridgeline trash. People are very polarized about their feelings for the Ridgeline. DCG, another truck. What do you do for a living? LOL. You're looking at it, bud. This is what I do for a living. It's a bit of a gamble. Matthew says, but now that you're in Texas, maybe it'll be better. Maybe. I don't know, man. Rebel Rouser says, Carlos. Dan the Mopar Man, a Ridgeline would actually be a good idea for Rob. It's not really me I'm thinking of. It's more the channel I'm thinking of, Dan. And I assume you're saying that sarcastically, so I'll just discount it. Matthew says, what about a King Ranch F-250? I really would like to keep it in the what I'll call the normal size trucks, which would mean the F-150, the Chevy Silverado, or smaller. The Colorado, maybe an older Ranger, something like that. Wouldn't be a bad idea as long as it was mechanically and physically sound. I've tried my hand at body work before, and I can tell you that that, like drywall, is an art. And one that I have not mastered, that's for sure. DCG says, Justin. Dan says, a sports car we wasted on Rob. LOL, he drives too slow. LOL. That's just hilariously funny, Dan, but not really the feedback I'm looking for today. Big Hutch says, get a diesel. I've never had a diesel. Might not be a bad idea. I don't have any experience with diesels. I kind of like that. That's not a bad idea, really. Rebel Rouser, I only said Ridgeline because you probably be capable of making it look cool. Hey, I like the Ridgeline. I know a lot of people don't. I don't have anything against the Ridgeline. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I just don't know how it probably wouldn't be received very well on the channel, Ryan says diesel. Sean just jumped on. What's the subject? Sean, I'm thinking about getting another truck, a late model truck, kind of like a project truck for the channel. Not going to go away from the Tacoma. I'm still going to focus on that, but something else that I can kind of mess around with as well, man. And I'm kind of looking for ideas, what the channel would like to see, Matthew says, I would think the best would be an F-150 of any year because those trucks are great. I'm sure I could probably get one for a great deal because there's a million of them. And that's another thing. I'm not looking to spend a fortune, man. Justin, I have a friend with a 98 Ranger, only 230,000 miles, interested. No, I can only imagine what the body's probably like on that thing, man. DCG, go to Mexico and get a Ram 700, LOL. There are some interesting cars in Mexico. We see them down there in Texas every once in a while. Justin, Sean, Ramra, or Dan, an F-250 is too big and scary for Rob, oh well. Continuing in that same vein of humor, I guess. Dan's laughing, I guess, at himself, with himself, I don't know. Sean says, hey, RR, Rebel Rouser. Thunder Golf says, just putting my 2 cents in. Get what you want, Rob, but something like an 80s, 90s Silverado would be cool. But I'm headed to Texarkana right now with future father-in-law's family. Future father-in-law's? Wow. So you guys have really progressed. Congratulations, I guess. And is this official now? Big Hut says, my Cummins I have now is my first diesel. I don't think I'll ever go back to a gas truck. Why is that? What's so good about the diesel? Justin, hey, Cole, have fun with your family? Dan the Mopar Man, well, Ram is my forte and my go-to truck, so you know where I stand. Ram is certainly not out of the question. I don't have anything against the Ram. Rafe Severance, the older F-250s are about the same size as a Tundra. I had one at one point. Huh. Dan the Mopar, let's see. Ray says, gotcha, I would do a first-gen taco. That's not a bad idea either. And you know, I do like those. I particularly like the body style of those. I just wonder if you could get one that would be mechanically sound and not rusted to pieces, you know? Garner says, hi, everyone. Garner, what's up, buddy? Rafe says, I would say get an F-150 or a Silverado. Those would probably be the easiest to get and the best ones to get for the money, I would think. Only because there's so many around. I mean, there are probably literally millions, hundreds of thousands, I don't know, of F-150s and Silverados out there available, I would think, on the used market. And probably could get a pretty good deal on either one, I would think. And I'm not opposed. I'd probably lean more towards a Silverado because I've never had one. I don't think. I did have a Chevy that I drove when I was in high school, but that thing was ginormous, and I don't believe it was a Silverado. I'm not sure. Dan, okay, Rob, how about a Ram Dakota? Good sturdy truck. You know, I never see Dakotas around anymore, Dan. And it's funny because I drove a Dakota years ago when I thought about getting one, and I hated the seating position. It kind of reminds me rather of the Tacoma, but it's worse. You sit more vertically, I guess, than you do in the Tacoma. That'd be the only problem I have with the Dakota. Otherwise, I do like them. DCG says, gotta go. Take care, everyone, and Merry Christmas. Thanks for stopping in, Carlos, giving me your 2 cents. I appreciate it. You have a good holiday yourself, bud. Jack says, hello, guys. Can't stay. Just wanted to say hello. Have a good day. Hey, Jack, thanks for stopping in, buddy. I hope all's going well for you, and you have a good rest of the day too, man. Krista says, what's going on? Well, we're doing a little survey, a little pop-up stream. You know, I've been thinking about getting some kind of a project, we'll call it truck for the channel, in addition to the Tacoma, not in the place of it. So I thought I'd pop on here and see what people have to say, what they're thinking, man. Krista says, Christ. Garner says, Rob, I love seeing the guy in Josie's video today fall on his face a lot, LOL. Why is that, Garner? I think you have some misplaced aggression there. I'm not exactly sure why that would be. Krista says, Justin. Justin says, have a great day, Jack. Matthew says, it would also be cool if you stuck with the Toyota family and get an older gen Taco or a new or older 4Runner. You know, I like the older 4Runners. That's not out of the question, but I kind of think I really would like to stay with the open bed truck, a pickup truck, you know? And I'm thinking, you know, man, I tell you right now, if I was going to run out right now and do something, it probably would be between the F-150, the Silverado, and the Tundra, an older model. And to be honest, I think to be able to get in one for the kind of money I'd want to spend, I'd probably be looking at getting into maybe an F-150 or a Silverado. But I don't know. I don't know what the channel wants. You see, I'm not looking to get one of these and build a whole new audience. So then I guess it would probably have to stay in the Toyota family and would either be an older, and it would only be an older model Toyota, or a mid to older model Tundra. Because I'm obviously not going to go out and get a Tacoma that's exactly like what I have. There's no point in that. So, yeah, probably would be, I would think I'd have to stay in the Toyota family. I would think. Ryan Murphy says, Denali. Probably more money than what I'm going to spend for just a package, you know. Garner says, hi, Krista. Rubber Rouse says, good luck finding an old Tacoma in good shape. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, when I say old, I'm talking 2012, which is, you know, where are we, 18? So we'd be talking 6 years old, something like that. That's what I mean by old, I guess. I know that's really not that old. Thunder Golf says, hopefully it will be. I'm asking Christmas Day. Awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations, and make sure you let us know. Send us an Instagram post or something. Let us know what's going on, man. That's wonderful. Wow. Krista Greenbean says, hi, Richard. Big Hut says, very mod-friendly and much better fuel mileage. My Power Wagon on a long road trip would get 14 miles per gallon, and my Cummins gets 25 on a long road trip. Yeah, I know. I do know they're better on gas, that's for sure. And aren't they supposed to be a little bit easier to work on mechanically? Seems to me like there's less moving parts in a diesel, unless I've got my facts mixed up. Rubber Rouser says, awesome, Cole. Rafe says, those trucks would probably be the easiest to get parts for. Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, when you're talking about an F-150 particularly, or anything in the Toyota family with the TRD line and stuff, tons of mods and tons of parts out there for any of those, really. So I don't think parts would really be a problem necessarily. And I wouldn't even mind a little bit of light, and I mean light, body type work or something. You know, the kind where you replace a whole panel. You know, not Bondo anything or stuff like that. Wouldn't even mind painting something myself. Might be kind of interesting. I don't know. Not really what I want, but if something right came up and fit the bill, might not be opposed to that, man. Matthew says, let's see, I've seen some pretty cool 4Runners and can be lifted and modded lots. I have seen some lifted 4Runners and some modded out 4Runners. They are awesome, and especially the older ones. You know, before they went to this current and just recent body style change. It's kind of like the old Honda CRV, that old square CRV. I really like that. Gear Runner says, what's up, buddy? Gear, what's happening, man? What's up? How you doing? Do you have your voice back? Are you going to be live tonight? The people want to know. Krista says, gotta run. Have a good one, guys. Well, Krista, it's just lovely that you're on. Tell Douglas I said, howdy. And what are you guys doing? Rubber Rouser says, Gear. Gear says, hey, Justin. Rubber Rouser says, have a good day, Krista. Have a good day. Yeah, here in miserable, gloomy, crappy Ohio, let me tell you. Let's see. Trying to find my spot. I think I have. Garner says, Krista, when you get back home and open the package I sent you, it says Krista Ray on the front of the package. Krista Ray. Well, I think it must be meant for me then. I don't know. Sean says, not sure what the big deal is with diesel. Gas is lower than in a long time. I've driven several lately. Unless I have a big fifth wheel trailer, I don't need it. Yeah, that was always kind of what I thought a diesel was for, really, was for towing big, heavy stuff, you know? Not for just a daily driver. I know that's not true anymore, but sticks in your mind, you know? Sean says, hey, Gear. Gear Runner says, hey, Sean, how are you? Ray 23TRD says, supercharged. I like this. Supercharged first-gen taco with a long travel, lifted, paired with 35s. I like the sounds of that. I really do. Big Hut says, hey, Gear. Dan the Mopar Man says, the 2005 through 2007 Ram Dakotas actually had pretty good seating position. It can fit my lengthy butt in there. They seem really short to me. I don't know, man. Rebel Rouser says, what kind of money you want to spend? Probably would be, I don't know, maybe 15 to 25,000, something like that, maybe. And the other thing is, too, that when I'm done with it, I'm going to sell it. I'm not buying it to keep, and then I probably would get something else along the same kind of lines to play with as well. So hopefully I would at least get my money plus investment back. I don't know. Krista says, Douglas wants to know what tools you need. Let's see. I could use a good set of metric wrenches. I could use a pair of vice grips. I could use a good pair of pliers, some needle nose pliers, stuff like that. Let's see. Gear Runner says, hey, Big Hutch. Dan the Mopar Man says, have a good day, Carlos. I'm about ready to head to work myself. Gear Runner says, hey, Kristen Dan. YT1300 Pilot says, get a Tundra. Tundra's probably my first choice, to be honest. Although, if I could get a late model, older Tacoma that I could supercharge, single cab, four-wheel drive, man, and I'm picturing green in my mind for some reason. I know that's pretty specific, right? Garner says, Rob, if I was skiing, I would have to have knight's armor on so I don't hurt myself every time I fall. Yeah, I know. Me too. I'm not a skier either, man. I think he did pretty good. Green Bean says, Andy, how you feeling? Dan says, hey, Gear Runner, have you touched any more Fords? Have you? Haven't touched any more Fords, have you? LOL. Krista says, oh, and Rob, get a Tundra. Yeah, we all know Krista, for some reason, is liking the Tundra. Let's see. Gear Runner says, still sick, Krista, but going to try to do a live tonight. Awesome. What time are you going to be on, bud? Sean says, get a 02 to 06 Tundra, great trucks. Yeah, but what kind of body shape and mechanics do you think they're going to have, man? Rebel Rouser deleted a message. Yay, go Tundra. You can get 2015 ones for $25K. Awesome. Why was that deleted? I forget who deleted it. Krista deleted it. I think she's messing with Rebel Rouser. I don't know. Garner says, Gear Runner, have you driven a Ford lately? You better go catch it. Krista says, sorry to hear it, Andy. I am still sick too. It's a drag. Yeah, this virus we've had that we caught halfway here is a drag. Justin said he's sorry, Andy. I don't know why Krista moderated that. I think she's lost her mind. Dan the Mopar Man says, Richard, are you jealous of Josie? Does she have she has a boyfriend? Sad. Gear Runner says, I have not, Garner. I have not. Gear Runner says, it really is, Krista. Gear Runner says, thanks, Krista and Justin. Garner says, Mr. Mopar, Josie is too young for me. That's true. She is indeed too young for you. Let's see. Let me, I jumped again, man. I don't know why in the heck it keeps doing that. All right, I'm trying to find the spot. Mr. Mopar, yes. Dan the Man. Gear Runner Dude, if your voice is still not the best, I wouldn't try it. Wait until you feel better, then you can do it in our live stream. We can wait. Your health comes first. No, it doesn't. People want to see you. Get out here. Suck it up, buddy. Suck it up. Big Hutch says, I would get something different than a Toyota. A different brand will draw in a new audience. That's not a bad idea either. I've thought about that a little. Trouble is, when you do that, you chance losing your current audience, which I like my audience. So, but that's not a bad thought. Dan says, I second that, Richard. She is still a baby. She is. Gear Runner says, I'm just really hoarse right now, coughing a lot too. I'll clear my throat on that note. Dan says, then Gear Runner, don't do a live stream. If you're hoarse, you're just going to hurt your voice more. Wait till you feel better, then do a live stream. Like I said, we can wait. Now, I completely disagree with that, Dan. We cannot wait. We want Gear Runner on here now, and we're willing to risk it. Krista says, Douglas says, howdy. Douglas, howdy. Rebel Rouser had another message deleted by Krista. I don't know why that is. He did say, no, we can't wait, Dan. I agree. Gear Runner says, probably true, Dan. Maybe I'll do a really short one, 20 to 30 minutes. If we have to, I guess that'll be all right. Krista says, wait. Krista Ray, who dat? Who dat? Sean says, why is there a Tundra on your right shoulder? Put it up there for curiosity's sake. That's my old Tundra, obviously. That's the only reason. Wanted a little focus. You know, some of the folks lose focus, so all I have to do is point over there. Let's see. Garner says, Krista, I don't know your last name, so that is why I put for it. Dan the Mopar Man says, yes, Justin, we can wait for Gear Runner's voice to come back. Come back. Come on, don't be selfish, LOL. We're the audience. We're all selfish. Sean says, what time, Gear? Krista says, Richard, I know I'm just giving you a hard time. Come on, buddy. Rafe says, hey, man, if you want to buy a $500 truck and fix it up, I could use a vehicle donation. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I hear you. Gear's going to be on at 7:30 tonight. Make sure you check him out, Gear Runner, live streaming. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, I can wait till you fix... Wait a minute. Garner says, Gear Runner, I can't wait till you feel a lot better. I'm going to take poetic justice and go with that. Dan says, and Gear Runner, what's the point doing a live stream if you sound like you're gargling marbles? LOL. There's no point to it. Wait till your voice improves, then do a live stream. I completely disagree. Let's see. Gear Runner says, hey, Rafe. Edge Everyday says, hey, buddy, are you on live chat? I am. Hey, Brian, how you doing, bud? Rebel Rouser says, message deleted. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Brenda. I don't know who Brenda is. Dan the Mopar Man congratulated Cole. Absolutely. Cole's got something big in his pocket. By the way, Cole, if you're still on here, do you have the ring? Richard Garner says, hi, Edge. Rebel Rouser said, Brian. Gear Runner said, hey, Edge. Edge Everyday says, hey, Gear. Justin and Krista are hiding each other. I don't know what's going on there, really. Something a little weird. Dan the Mopar Man says, the Cummins diesel has 35% less parts than the Duramax or the Power Stroke diesels that Ford and Chevy have. And they're one of the few diesels in the market to go over 1 million miles. I like that. But don't you have to buy those little glow plugs or whatever? And aren't they relatively expensive once the truck gets older? Edge Everyday says, hello, Richard, Dan, and Tebble. Dan the Mopar Man says, hey, Edge. Dan the Mopar Man says, the Cummins diesel was actually voted one of the easiest diesel engines to work on. Now, I like that. Krista says, Justin, sorry, my finger slipped. Justin says, yeah, that's funny. It's really funny. Followed by one of my new favorite emojis. Richard Garner says, Rob, get the Toyota Camry fully loaded. What? What would I do with a Toyota Camry? And who wants to see a Toyota Camry? Gear Runner says, offline. Am I offline? It looks good to me. Dan says, Krista, what did you do? I don't know. Edge Everyday says, hey, Dan. Dan the Mopar Man says, Richard said he wanted to keep it pickups. Last I checked, the Toyota Camry is not a pickup, LOL. You're spot on there, Dan. That's right. I do want to keep it a pickup, although I'm not fully opposed to a Honda CR-V, older style, or a 4Runner. Could go either way on that. Garner says, I saw a pure electric Toyota pickup truck. Wow, that's cool. Edge Everyday says, okay, guys, got to go. Mama's calling. Edge, thanks for being on, man. Hope all goes okay over there. Gear Runner says, have a good day, Edge. Edge says, thank you. Rebel Rouse says, have a great day, Brian. Dan the Mopar Man says, hey, guys, I got to drop off, getting ready for work, and I need to get some food so I can chat with you guys later. Sounds good, Dan. Thanks for being on here, buddy. Let's see. Garner says, see you, Mr. Mopar. Rebel Rouse said, 70 degrees here. Where did winter go? It's here. It's in Ohio. That's where winter went. My dog is knocking around the computer. Gear Runner says, live streaming with my sexy, raspy voice, laughing my arse off. Yeah, that's what it is. Richard Garner says, 47 degrees here. Justin's laughing or crying or saying, yeah, I know. Gear Runner says it's 38. It's probably about that here. Garner says, Gear Runner, I'm so sorry, but you are not sexy. I am not you, LOL. I think I know what that means. Gear Runner says, I think my stepdaughter got engaged last night from what I saw on her Instagram post, LOL. Engaged? I didn't even know she was dating anyone. Of course, I don't know why I would know that, but Krista Green Bean says, wait, Cole is getting married? Cole's going to pop the question on Christmas Day. I need to know if Cole's got the ring. I don't know if he's still on, man. Let's see. Rebel Rouser says, my gosh, Gear. Whoa. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, you are farther north and I live further south. Rafe says the diesel is expensive in general. Yeah, that's my other concern. I certainly don't want to get into anything that's going to cost me a fortune to screw with mechanically, you know, because I'm not a mechanic. Krista says, Rob, what do you mean by vice grips? It's a let's call it a channel lock. That's probably a better description. A locking pair of pliers, a channel lock. Also, a big pair of pliers, I can't remember what you call them. They're big. They're like yay long. The top of them, the mouth, the claw is curved a little bit usually, and they're about yay long. Usually with blue or red plastic on the handles. That I could really use. I needed those the other day and I didn't have any. Rebel Rousers, congratulations to your daughter, Gear. Absolutely. How do you feel about that, Gear? Sean says, will you need a new lift for whatever vehicle? No, I will not. Unless you're talking about lifting the vehicle itself, not put the vehicle on it and lift it in the air. Rebel Rouser says, so it's between a Prius or a CRV. No, but I tell you, a Prius would be fun just to beat the heck out of. Rafe says it's 43 here. That's awesome. I wish it may be actually close to that here, although I think it's a little cooler than that. Gear Runner says, get an older Taco, do a 2JZ engine swap, lift it, and blow the tires off at every red light. I'm not opposed to that. It's time says, it's time for a beer. Well, it's time. Thanks for being on and welcome. It must be beer 30. Let's see. Gear Runner says, thanks, Justin. Justin says, what do you want for Christmas? That's what Krista was just axing. She was axing. A big fat check with a bunch of zeros after the one on it. Rebel Rouser says, by the way, Krista, didn't tell me to ask you that. LOL. Yeah, I see. Richard Garner says, Rob, put some balloons on your front and back bumpers to see which will pop first. Unless I hit something, I'm assuming neither one's going to pop first. Krista is laughing at the Justin as they're not blocking or putting each other to sleep anymore. I don't know. So I think as I sit here and I talk through this, there's really two choices for me. One is a late model Toyota Tundra. If I get another Tundra, it's either going to be a single cab, which I kind of doubt, or a double cab. Probably would be a double cab as opposed to a Crew Max. Because I don't really need one that big. I'm not going to be hauling people in or anything. It would be really strictly a channel truck. I mean, that would be the point in getting it, to do things with it. You know, I did some mods on the Tundra I had before, and actually, I think almost every mod except for a couple, maybe a handful, I did on that truck myself. This truck, anything I do to it, most likely would be done by me. I might even try to tackle a lift on it. I'm not sure, as long as I can find some good instruction on how to do that, you know. Let's see. Krista says you only have one choice, a Tundra double cab. Yeah, it would be a double cab or a single cab. It would not be a Crew Max. I just don't need anything that big, and it wouldn't fit. I think no matter what I did with a double cab, it would fit in the garage okay, I think. And even not, like I said, if it's going to be a late model, I don't really mind leaving that outside, so that's not really a big deal. Sean says Tundra for sure. What do you think about an older version Tacoma, Sean? I don't mean the current models. I mean the older body style, single cab, when they were small, you know, before they grew to this mid truck that they are today. Gear Runner says, doesn't double cab have underseat back storage like the Taco? It does. It does, which would be cool. Garner says, I want the Toyota pure electric car that is a one-seater. Wow. Kind of hard to haul anybody around in that, Garner. When you get this supermodel that's going to be your girlfriend soon, you won't be able to take her out to dinner, and you certainly don't want to throw her in the back. Unless you ride in the back, of course. Sean says, you can pull the Tacoma out when you get stuck. Where am I going to get stuck? I don't know where that's going to happen. Gear Runner, he's just laughing at Sean. Not with him. He's laughing at Sean. So, yeah, Rafe says, I would not want an electric car. Rafe, you need to drive one. Have you ever driven a Tesla? Have you ever driven a Tesla? That will change your mind. They are amazing. So, yeah, I think for me, it's going to come down to either the Tacoma late model, well, older, much older, like, I don't know, probably 80s, 90s, I think. I can't remember when they actually changed the body style to what they are now, but definitely something along those lines. Those trucks are just cool. I really like those. And to lift one of those and do a little bit of work on it, that would be cool. The problem is finding one that's both mechanically and physically sound, you know, meaning it doesn't have rust all over it and the engine's not shot. Let's see. Garner says, Krista can just pull the Taco out if Rob got stuck with her Jeep. There you go. Krista says, don't forget to hit the like, thumbs up button, everybody. Yeah, don't forget to hit that button, everybody. Sean says, I've had every model Taco up to 2012. They're all solid trucks. Do you think I'd be able to get one like I'm talking about? You know, one of the older style Tacomas? Something that I could play with in good enough shape that it wouldn't need, you know, lots of body work or any mechanical work. What do you think? And the other thing I've been kicking around too is a manual transmission. I'm not opposed to getting one in a manual transmission either, since it's been years since I had a truck with a manual transmission. Something else to consider, you know. Krista says, Richard, you're right. Rafe says, yeah, but I can't go off-road with an electric car, and I am limited on distance I can go in an electric. That's true. That's absolutely true. Gear Runner says, get a Taco and make it identical to the one on Back to the Future. That would get great views. That probably wouldn't. I like that truck. That was sweet, man. That's probably when I first started to like trucks, actually. That roll bar, I think it was KC lights it had, didn't it? That was a cool truck. Justin says, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. See you tonight. Justin, thanks for being on, buddy. I appreciate it. Appreciate your 2 cents. Richard Garner says, my dream truck is the Tesla truck, and I could haul Rob's Taco in the bed of the truck. But question being, why would you want to do that? I mean, I don't know. Gear Runner says, see you, Justin. Krista says, see you, Justin. Krista says, now I am really going. Merry Christmas. Well, honey, you have a lovely rest of the trip. Tell Douglas I said howdy once again. And we shall see you in a bit. Right now, my video output is low. I am not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. As such, video viewers will experience buffering. Let me see if I can move the computer a little. Matter of fact, I'm going to change positions altogether because it doesn't seem to like the signal in here. So we're going to stand up and go for a little walk. Grab the dog. I hear the garage door going up. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see if I can. We're going to be in the dark. Come here, Louie. Louie, come here. No, Louie. Hey, he's not listening. Louie. Louie. The dog has left the building. And I hear other dogs barking. I don't know what's going on there. We're going to go in here. I'm going to pull a kind of a gear move here for a minute. Those of you who watch Gear Runner, I'm sure you'll know what this is. Those of you who do not, you should check him out. He likes to do this quite frequently. So we're gonna do a little bit of a gear move here while I'm trying to find good signal. Hopefully the stream health is better now. I don't know. There. Let's see what kind of picture we have. You're probably looking at the ceiling or something. No. No, that's not even very comfortable, actually. I don't know how gear does that. We're not going to do that. That's kind of a drag. We're going to go over here. We're going to go over here and throw all these stupid pillows Krista's got all over the place on the ground. And see if we can't sit here. This might be good. Let's try this. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, so I found a new spot. Hopefully the signal strength is better here. It appears to be. Sorry for the buffering. I don't know. Let's see. Gear Runner says, have a good day, Krista. Sean says, True Gear. I think that's where the, Heritage Grill comes from. Garner says, Rob, have you seen the Tesla trailer truck? I may have. I'm not positive if I've seen that or not. Gear Runner says, I think it was, Sean. I think it was, man. Gear says, it's a madhouse, LOL. Yeah, my dog was barking. Somebody put the garage door up over here, so. Sean says, he's going to shoot something. Gear might be going to shoot something. I don't know. Gear Runner says, don't take a shower on the live. You take one while listening, not doing it. Oh, man, I almost did that. You know, I thought I had something wrong, and you're right. I won't do that. So yeah, I think it's got to be a Toyota product. I think it's got to be either a late model Tundra or a Tacoma. If I could buy a Tacoma right now of the version I want, it would be a Tacoma because I really like the looks of those older, smaller ones, and they're different enough, I think, from the one that I have, that it really wouldn't be a big issue. Why does it look like that picture is in front of the chair? It's weird. Optical illusion, I don't know. Garner says, Gear Runner, I played Dirty Santa at my friend's house, and I got $300 Victoria's Secret gift card, and I just gave it to my girlfriend. I didn't know you had a girlfriend, Garner. When did you get a girlfriend? Are you sure it's your girlfriend? I don't know. So, yep, that's going to be the plan. That's what I'm going to do. Now, the other question is something else I've been considering. We're looking at possibly traveling back and forth from Texas to Ohio in the summers. And, of course, if I do that, I don't have my truck here in the summers. I don't really have any content here in the summers. I mean, you can only go to a lot and film a truck that's sitting there so many times, you know. So the other thing would be to buy, again, either a Tacoma or a Tundra here in Ohio as soon as we get here, you know, as soon as we get here. Do the work and stuff on it and then sell it at the end of the summer. Now, I wonder how much one could recoup by doing that, you know. Going to get enough money out of it to do that? I'm not quite sure. We do have the CarMax franchise here. And, of course, you can buy vehicles from CarMax and you can sell them back. But you're probably not going to get anything out of the mods that you do because they don't care if you mod a truck or not. Matter of fact, if you go too far, they're probably not going to take it for the money that you bought it from to begin with, because my guess is they're going to discount it because you've changed it so much. I don't know. Gear Runner says, you should have sent it to me to give to my wife. I could have saved some money. There you go, Garner. You could have sold it to Gear Runner for like $50, and then he could have given it to his wife, and both of you would have made a little money. Both of you would have been happy. I mean, you didn't pay for it, right? You said you were given the gift card. You could have made a little cash there, man. Gear Runner says that's a good idea, but I wonder if it would be worth it with all the money you would have in it. That's the thing. That's the consideration I have, you know, and I could try to sell it outright, but, you know, I wouldn't have a lot of time between when the summer ended and we headed back to Texas and selling it, you know. So the chances of being able to recoup what I put in it, probably fairly slim, unless I just stuck to doing, you know, fairly aesthetic or cosmetic things to it, which I could do. I don't know if you can dress one up enough that way though to get your money back in the market. You know, even if you sell it privately, maybe. I mean, because you're going to have probably about excuse me, about I'd say about $2,000 or $3,000 to work with. Um, that would be money you wouldn't have to give away if you sold it to somebody like CarMax, because obviously they're going to sell it to you for less than it's worth because they got to turn around and make their money. They can't sell it to you for top dollar and do that. Garner says, Rob, I have had a girlfriend for 3 years now, and she doesn't have a car and lives in Tacoma, Tennessee, which is 100 miles from me. How do you have a girlfriend that can't see you, that you can't see, that lives 100 miles away? Do you see each other ever? I mean, I don't understand how that works. I don't understand. Sean, and for 3 years? Ooh. Sean says, depends on how much work you do on it. You'll never get your money back. You'll never get your money back even. That's the thing. I would think in doing that, probably going to have to stick to smart mods. Fairly cheap aesthetic changes, subtle changes. But, you know, I would think at the very least, you'd probably have to change out the wheels and tires. I would think you'd want to put a lift on it, at least in the South. You know, you may not have to do that here, I don't think, but let's see. Sean says you could do a channel giveaway truck. Believe me, if the channel, I shouldn't say if, when the channel gets to the point that it's making decent money, and it makes sense to do something like that, I would do that. I think that would be really cool. I've seen other channels do that. Of course, these are huge channels, but I think that would be really, really cool to do, man. And I would love to do that, but it has to make economic sense. I mean, the channel has to be doing well enough to be able to warrant that, you know. Gear Runner says, I like that idea better, Sean. That's because Gear wins everything I do, pretty much. So, Tita Chosen One, welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. Tita says, dude, get another Rebel. I'm not opposed to another Rebel, but I think where my audience is right now is more Tundra or Toyota focused, let's say. Maybe not. I mean, that's kind of why I'm on here looking for opinions, you know, to kind of get an idea of what is a good way to go. I mean, I could get anything, you know. So Rebel's not a bad idea, although it's probably would be more than I'd want to spend for something like this, but maybe not. Let's see. Garner says, Mr. Mopar's girlfriend lives in Virginia. What does that have to do with Mr. Garner's girlfriend? You can't justify your situation based on somebody else's. I mean, I don't know, because then you're not living your life, you're living theirs, I think. I don't know. Garner says, I would love to win the truck. Well, I'm sure most people would. I wouldn't be opposed to winning a truck myself. Gear Runner says, not happening, Garner. Yeah, most of the stuff that I've given away, not all of it, but most of it, I think Gear has probably had a hand in, or a finger on, or something. And that's cool, and it's because he's such a great supporter of the channel. I mean, he knows a lot about the channel, a lot about the things that I ask, since I don't typically just do random drawings, you know. Let's see. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner just cheats all the time to win, LOL. I don't think he's ever cheated. If he has, I'm unaware of it. I don't think that's the case. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to get on here and kind of talk about that a little bit. Wasn't going to spend a ton of time on here. It's a pop-up, so wasn't really announced or anything, you know. So let's see. Sean says, Rob wouldn't give away a truck, Garner. Believe me, if the channel gets to the point that that's warranted, I would certainly do that. I think that is one of the coolest things that people do. on these channels. I think it's just awesome. And could you imagine winning one? That would be cool, man. That would be awesome. Gear Runner says, LOL, not quite Garner. No, Gear doesn't cheat. He just knows a lot about the channel, man. Garner says, Rob, I see my girlfriend all the time. I mean in the flesh, in person. I don't mean that picture you have hanging on your phone, you know, right there. Gear Runner says, have a great day. See y'all at 7:30 Eastern. You too, Gear Runner. Thanks for being on. Thanks to everybody for being on and for your input. I do appreciate it. Going to make that decision here down the road just a little bit. Got to keep the channel going. Got to keep the channel building so that these things are warranted. They are things that I want to do, but I want to keep them channel focused, of course. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys kicking on here to my unannounced live stream. Have a great day. I'll see you next week, most likely, just before Christmas. Otherwise, I'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.